Greetings, divine ones, and welcome back to another session of Selectric Alchemy. So today I am speaking on what I have learned along this divine spiritual journey, which is a life journey, which is our whole journey, which is our whole life, about trusting in the unseen and the unknown and trusting the divine. Okay, we had to come inside. So, back to it. So, 3 things I've learned about trusting in the unseen, which is the divine, and trusting in the unknown, which is the path in which we are guided on. So, number 1, courage and consistency. You gotta have a brave heart to know and trust in your divinity in a world that tells you that you are inherently worthless, not good enough, not worth what you deserve. That really does require courage, and that courage will breed strength and confidence and resilience. But you have to be able to you have to have the bravery to be able to step up for yourself and know that God got you. Okay, courage. And 2-part consistency, being consistent in that courage, even when the odds are just stacking and stacking and stacking and stacking and stacking. You have to be like, you know what? This is wild, but I know that I'm covered. Because what that does is it builds upon itself. So you're building, I don't want to say like a fortress, because that's like the idea of like a wall or something like blocking you, but you're kind of building, you're building your auric presence around you to be impenetrable by oppositional energy, which we all know can come in so many different forms, whether it's the media or it's people who don't want to see you succeed or blossom because they don't recognize the divinity themselves, or just so many different things. So you gotta be brave-hearted and you gotta be consistent. There will be times when you relapse. That is a part of life, I feel like, in general, but you stick with it. The miracles, which are already happening, will become much more apparent and much more bountiful. Number 2 of what I have learned is that you'll know when you know. And what I mean by this is divine intuition. Intuition is a skill set. It is something that we all have available to us. It requires you, though, to be aware of it and to hone it. It is important for you to be aware of how the divine communicates with you. Some people it's numbers, some people it's colors, some people it's songs, some people it's phrases. For me, some people it's animals. For me, it's all of the above. I see the divine in everything, and in being able to have such a highly sensitive nature about myself and such a high level of intuition, I'm able to notice when God is directly speaking to me. God is all around, but directly speaking to me is a little bit different. And so you really got to learn how your intuition speaks to you and what that looks like, so that you can continue to build on that relationship, so that even in the face of chaos, calamity, suffering, what have you, you are able to see that gleam of light that is the divine talking to you like, don't worry about none of this. I got you. Follow me this way. Pay attention. This message is for you to keep you on your divine path. And number 3, and this is probably my fave, is even and especially most times when it does not look like things are working out, just to know that everything is in an alignment. So what I've learned on this journey of trusting the unseen is that breakdowns, tower moments, just really wild happenings, especially when you're already committed and you know what your vision is and you know what your sights are set on. These are blessings. Breakdowns as blessings. When we've dedicated ourselves to living in the highest expression of our most divine embodied selves, there are things that have to break down internally and as a result externally so that new pathways can be cleared. And it's my favorite, but it's the hardest. But once you be able to recognize what it looks like, you don't let it get to you anymore. And I think this is also just a part of the path, depending on where you are on your path. But knowing that something breaking down, someone leaving, you losing something, anything material, again, when you know that you have committed to this, is more than likely just a sign and evidence that actually, it could be one or two things. But in relation to this video, is it's working out. You may have to adjust some things, definitely gonna adjust some things, and that's probably the point, but it is working out for you, and not to freak out or to revert to fearful modes of thinking and being when things start to break down, because at the end of the day, you made a commitment and God sees that, and you going 100%, so God's gonna go 100%, but God doesn't always care about your human feelings. God cares about you living in your most divine nature, so that may require you losing some things that you swear to God you couldn't live without. And just keeping that in mind, and again, knowing that you are still covered and protected. So those are the 3 things. I mean, I've learned a million and bajillion things, but that I feel like I wanted to cover in this particular session of exploring this very odd experience of Earth. So before I go, I want to leave with a quote, one of my favorite quotes. It is, when a man is willing and eager, the gods join in. So I always edit it a bit to be, when a woman is willing and eager, the gods join in, because I'm a divine woman. But so when a man is willing and eager, the gods join in. When you are eager, you don't have to be always happy, you don't always have to be in a good mood, but when you're just eager to truly live on the path of divine spirits, so much support comes in. The most rewarding part of the journey is learning to trust that, again, trusting the unseen, and learning to trust that support, and not being distracted by the multitude of very low energy that is dedicated to seeing you fall. So when you're eager, God is eager, miracles happen. So that's my divine babies, is 3 things that I've learned. And yeah, much love to you. Remember that this life is a lab. We have so much to experiment and play and explore, so go and explore. And until next time,